Okay, well, I didn't want to talk about Avowed today, but you know what? Nobody knew Avowed existed for the longest time, and now 2 weeks for release, people have already started talking about it. So we're going to explore all the regular places that we normally look: Twitter, Reddit, Steam discussions, and just see what the general feel for Avowed is. Now, to me, this looks like a stupid game. And I don't play this type of shit. And it obviously reeks and stinks of wokeness. And it had that game director, artist, director, or whatever, who came out and said he only hires minorities, and all this bad press surrounding Avowed. So let's have a look at it. Avowed very much is an attempt, it appears, to capitalize on the fantasy Baldur's Gate formula, but it has a bizarre look to it. When you look in first person, it almost looks like a gayer Skyrim, and that's so hilarious to me because I love playing Skyrim. You know, you always get these people who are like, you don't play games, you just complain about them. Nobody plays good games. They just want to complain and fucking shit on woke games. You know what? I play good games. I have almost an entire playthrough of Oblivion and Skyrim. I'm getting there with Skyrim. I've got like 60 hours of playing Skyrim, not counting the thousands of hours that I don't have posted on YouTube. So to say that people don't play video games, just complain about woke games, I play good games. I love good games. Go and check out fucking Skyrim on my channel, modded. It's an incredible game. You can do anything you can fucking think of, and it's a gorgeous fantasy world. Modded Skyrim for the PC is the best fantasy open world game there is, and I'll fight anyone who disagrees with me. Now let's check out Avowed, because I love Skyrim and Oblivion. They're classic fantasy RPGs, and this game will never hold a candle to it. So you don't even need to wonder what my opinion is on these games. But let's have a look at this. So, you know what? Isn't that funny how it looks exactly like Veilguard? It's funny. So you're going to get lots of that. You're going to get lots of pretty little things that are super limited on where you can go and what you can do. And these are the types of games that technology for game development has never been better. These people could mass produce this garbage like it was fucking yesterday. And you get a CEO who walks in the door and say, hey, make a woke Skyrim. Baldur's Gate. That's popular, right? Kids like that. Fucking retards. But you know what? Let's have a look at it. So, of course, there's an extraordinary amount of wokeness and pruning. See, look, you're going to have to learn about all those fucking idiots' relationships. But you go through this and you look at the general hype. Now, granted, a long time ago, that got a lot of views. But you look for an account on Twitter that's got, 37,000 followers. You would think if this game was insane, hype-wise, that would be 370,000 followers, wouldn't you? So the hype around this game is just very, very, very low, because people can obviously see it's a garbage woke Skyrim ripoff Baldur's Gate thing. And people are just sick of it. They just want a good video game. You know, look at Skyrim. It's a majestic Nordic world that you can just be whatever you want to be and just venture in a believable world. This is you're gonna have fucking all kinds of stupidity in this game. I don't know what their thing is about. Look at how stupid that orc looked. And it's going to be linear at parts. It's going to be restrictive. And it's going to be something that is just a half-assed experience of a good fantasy game. See, look how they cop the look and feel. So I guess they're Bethesda technically, so it doesn't matter if they rip off whatever the fuck they want, aren't they? Xbox, Bethesda, it's all the same shit show at those studios. It's just like a corporate studio. Ubisoft, people don't realize this, but Ubisoft, Microsoft Studios, PlayStation Studios, it's corporatized. There's bosses, managers, chains of command that go all the way down to any loop and stupidity they can fucking choose for. And we get results like this, just a cookie cutter, fucking zero creativity. People like Cordyceps thing, right? From Last of Us? Fucking Last of Us ripoff, that is. So, I mean, these people have no creativity. And that's hilarious. So, let's look at the hype on this. So, I mean, uh, here, look at this. Let's see the comments here. Mark Fast Steve. Bro, why you gotta make your companion so cringe looking? LOL. That's I love how on Twitter people could just come out and say it. Tank and healer all the way. So, I mean, humbug, no romances. Okay, yeah, like, no romances? You made a game for the fucking troons who want to go around having sex with everyone, and you didn't even include that. Is this Concord? That's golden. Is this Concord? Oh, that's good. Most cringe woke slob. What the fuck is that? Oh my goodness. Oh, Dragon Age the Veilguard all over again. So there's some very, very, very telling comments here. And woke slob just says it. How come the dwarf is sucking down something in his bullshot? Is this a DEI game? So, I mean, this is going to be just Veilguard from BioWare, a big major studio IP fucking fails. What do you think a bare bones fucking Skyrim ripoff that you can barely coherently understand this world is like based on Pillars of Eternity, but it's like its own thing because it's not like like just shut the fuck up, make your own shit, come up with good ideas, not just ripping off fucking old ideas and hoping that it'll stick. This is idiotic. And let's go over to Reddit. Now, Reddit, as you know, everybody knows I hate Reddit. I mean, I've been banned by that fucking site so many times I've lost count. So you actually have to go to the Avowed things. Now, you would think a super progressive site such as Reddit has a huge amount of people watching it and fucking following it, but they don't. It's only 19k members on Reddit. You would expect that would be 100. This game is gonna fail, and Xbox has got to be like, oh my. This is either a Game Pass slot to fill in the slots that they didn't care, didn't really, cost them. I don't know how much this cost. So let's assume that this was like $20 million or $50 million. There's no hype around this. The comments are 2 weeks to launch are only getting under 1,000 likes, upvotes. Some of the biggest posts are only getting 80 comments. So I mean, you're seeing a massive amount. Now, if this was GTA 6 or fucking Elder Scrolls 6, these would be hundreds of thousands of interactions and whatnot because people are interested in that. Not to say that Elder Scrolls 6 won't have some pronouns and some shit, but we have Skyrim, we have Oblivion. They can't destroy those two things. Well, hope they can't. They probably won't ever be able to. But we have those two things. Whatever happens with Elder Scrolls 6 happens. Let's just wait till it comes out. But this Avowed series, there's no hype for this game on the most progressive site on the fucking planet. So, I mean, it's going to be nothing more than another battleground for the culture wars, and you can just see it. You can just see it. So let's go on Reddit and let's see the top posts of that, because I wanted to highlight how low the interaction is with this shit. Let's go top of this week. Okay, so these are the top posts from this week. Brats are working to turn the mainstream. Okay, so this was a big one. This one almost got 1,000 upvotes. Oh my god, the biggest, most popular thing about this game was the culture wars. So this was a big thing. So people are saying that you can add tags to that. Now, people have shown that they can see different tags different times. So maybe this is related to that person's preferences potentially. Because like most social media sites, Steam to a degree is a social media site. It's saying that this probably is catered towards a person's personal things, but who knows how that works in essence. That's how I would imagine that is laid out. Let's look at some of the comments. So they were saying that they wanted to get rid of Steam. Isn't it funny how all these people who want freedom and everyone's peaceful and happy type thing always want to limit and restrict them? That's what fucking Reddit does. That's what fucking Reddit does. Is Reddit makes it so that you can't voice your opinions. There's no freedom of speech. Well, it's a public platform. No, it's a echo chamber. It is the absolute worst leftist echo chamber, Reddit. So let's look at this. Leftist agenda, blah, blah, blah. So they're saying that happens. So it happens when YouTube grifters cough it. Aha! I'm grifting! I'm a grifter! I don't give a fuck. I don't really care about this woke shit. I play amazing games all the time. I find people's opinions on video games interesting. But I form my own opinions, and I know a good game. I can usually tell within a couple minutes if a game is good off a trailer. If it's going to be something I'm interested in. Heretic prophet bullshit. Anything that's woke garbage, Veilguard. I all knew that shit was garbage. I've been fucking playing video games since I was like 5 years old, playing NES games, and obsessed with games ever since. You fucking idiots think that I'm gonna follow what someone else thinks on a game. You are absolutely retarded. Honestly, I hope there are politics in the game. Granting it won't be overt, but there's a history of Obsidian games. Both Pillar games have Outer Worlds, covert cribs, hypercapitalism. This person just spewing bullshit. I'm sorry, but Steam shouldn't allow this kind of shit. It is a genre 99% of the time should not be tagged by users. I believe you should. I believe if there's any content like that, parents should know. Parents don't want their kids who are 7 years old playing a video game that says pick your pronouns and genders when you're in grade school. I wouldn't want my fucking kids ever playing that goddamn shit. You know what I mean? Like, I would not want a game that's like, oh, let's talk about being non-binary. No, I want kids playing fucking Orcs Must Die 3 and Super Mario Bros. I don't want them fucking being graded on that. And yes, that shit is getting leaked into Nintendo, but the thing about that is Japan has to stay Western centered, as the United States is basically its over controller kind of thing. So Japan has kind of got their hands tied on that one. What a weird waste of energy. Demoting your time, things of. You know what? I find it funny. I find the culture wars so good. And when I see games I know are shit fail, it feels good. It's Schadenfreude. It feels good to watch other people fail. It's a natural reaction to human. That's a natural emotion of humankind. That's why Steam users' tags are garbage. So these people just fucking hate this, that this is a thing. But as is tradition in Reddit, you always gotta go to the controversial to find the real. It will only be Veilguard if it sucks, I think. What does that mean? What could he mean by that? It will only be Veilguard if it sucks, I think. Very weird. I hope it's queer and political. This fucking person. I hope it's queer and political. And that's the truth of the culture war, is that you have two sides. You have people who want this shit, and you have people who don't want this shit. They're never gonna agree. Like it's never gonna fucking happen. So I mean, this is just what it is. Blame the unhygienic bigot Osmond Gold. You know what? Osmond Gold speaks the fucking truth. He speaks his mind. They hate that. If they are allowed to voice their opinions on it, we should be able to. And there's two sides to this argument. There's people who have become successful, like Asmongold, being this way, and there's you sometimes come out with accounts on Twitter, and they've got 160 fucking followers, and it's some massive pronouns and bios and flags. So I mean, both sides have their things, but like we've seen in the US, generally most people, I would say it's about 80 to 30%, maybe 80 to, and that's not like 80% of people believe they don't want this stuff in video games, and 30% either don't want to get involved, don't care. But then again, the general population actually of the other side that actually, this is substantially smaller. It might even be closer to 90 to 10% of people who want this in games now. Because we're seeing the statistics. You see a game like Veilguard, it just fails miserably. I mean, you can't tell me that all those potential players were just like, what I mean? Like, you do the apples to oranges fucking thing here. But yeah, every good RPG should be political. It's just got to be well written. Yes, how political? Is it only going to talk about how you should be a leftist troon? Yes, then no, it shouldn't be like that. But if you have things like in Skyrim where you have the two powers, the Stormcloaks and the Imperial, vying for things, and you can see that there's both good and bad sides to each political statement. Yes, that's good. That's great. There you go. There's politics or allegories to capitalism or stuff. But if you're just gonna 24/7 be saying how everybody should be a certain diversity or equity, it's just bad. What makes you think LGBT plus is a turnoff? The fact that it is lumped beside political and female protagonists. Yeah, see, this person's coming on to him. He's like, wait a second. You think that is a bad thing that they have? So they can never fucking agree on anything. These retards. Bait post probably. I mean, that's the only reason these things get attention is that they get probably most of their attention from the fact that when you see something woke, people just are disgusted by it, don't want it, and it just feels out of place in modern entertainment. So they fucking so people get interested in it, bring in it, and attack it or whatever. You know what I mean? So all this shit is fucking weird. Sad but no. Okay, so I've been a firm proponent of the Steam discussions. I think they're hilarious, and it is become just an utter battleground because the fact that I can post on this without even owning the game is hilarious. Watch this. Let's see if I get banned for this.